All right, guys, let's take a look at the Omega Speedmaster 57. Like many people out there, including myself for sure, maybe I'm only speaking for myself, we think Speedmaster, we think of the classic design that with the lyre lugs and all that, the one that went to the moon, right? But this is also a Speedmaster. This is the 57. This is a homage to the older Speedmaster from 1957, apparently. So I honestly don't know the history on it, and I'm not even going to begin to try to educate myself on it because there are Speedmaster professionals out there that just know every single little detail about the watches and their era and everything. We're not going to get into that. We're just going to talk about this watch as a watch because that's what it is here today on my channel. So case on this thing is 40.5 millimeter, beautiful size. Lug to lug, 49. You can see that really thin mid case there. Also going to be overall thickness on this thing, 13 millimeter, but that's including this boxed and double dome sapphire crystal. I measure a 20 millimeter-ish. Bracelet tapers down beautiful to 15. Very articulate and short links on this thing. Nice fold over clasp, double pushers here, all milled out. And there's actually an on-the-fly adjustment here. Not a lot of adjustment on there. Just it's almost like a kind of like an easy link style where you basically just get boom. Like, hey, my wrist is swollen a little bit. Let's just pop it out a little bit. But because you already have these really short links on this, you're going to get a sweet spot sized on this thing for sure. And it's going to wear amazing with that incredible taper on that thing. Taper can be too much occasionally and might make it feel a little more petite in some instances, but I find that a good taper on a well-built bracelet is going to actually make the watch just wear better on wrist overall experience. 6.5 millimeter standard push-pull crown, only 50 meter water resist on that. That's pretty standard, guys, for chronographs. You're not going swimming. You don't even want to get pushed in the pool with these things. You know, take them off. If you're going to get water on you, just take them off. It's not a big deal. Can you get caught in the rain or do, wash your hands or something? Absolutely. It's not going to be a problem. So, retail price on this thing, $8,600. There you go. I'll put a link in the description down below. Big thanks to Exquisite Timepieces and the crew over there for sending this watch to me so I can show it to you so we can all hopefully have a video reference to decide if this is where we want to spend our hard-earned money. Because like I said, a lot of people, when they think Speedmaster, they think this Speedmaster with the lyre lugs. I love the lyre lugs. But there's some things about this watch that I think make it a little more interesting. Maybe still timeless, but, have that longevity ability in your collection. Maybe this one has it. I'll show you why. So before we get into the movement, and we're going to look at the movement when we talk about the movement. Before we do that, let's take a look at the dial, because I really like this sandwich dial. Is it faux patina? I don't know. It's tan or brown. Do we still call that faux patina? It's pretty dark to be just kind of like the coffeeed out patina. So, but you can see fully sandwiched out. You have the submerged subdials there. Of course, you have your running seconds at the 6 o'clock. You have your date cut out matching at the 6 o'clock. And at the 3 o'clock, you have, well, there's two hands there. You can't see them because they're stacked right now. But you have a 12-hour counter and a 60-minute counter. So if we start the chronograph, which is a column wheel chronograph, and the movement in this, I'll brush on it real quick. It's a 9906 coaxial Metis certified 45 joules, 60-hour power reserve, all that good stuff. We're still going to flip this over and take a look at it. But it is sapphire front and back, and it is just a beautiful, beautiful movement. So clean sweep of the chronograph hand. Hands are fully polished and super legible. So then when you stop it and you reset it, it's just going to snap right back just like you want it to. Now to do the date change on this, you pop the crown. So in this position, you can wind the crown. And it's a manual wind, so you're going to have to wind the movement. It has a nice tactile feel to it, no problems there. First position out, you jump the hour hand. So if you want to use this watch for traveling, It's a great watch to do that. It is 15,000 Gauss Anti-Magnetic. Basically, you're not going to magnetize this thing. So great watch for travel. So you go ahead and advanced the hour hand, and you can still keep your timekeeping. You see the seconds hand still ticking away. But this is also how you advance the date. You just seen it click over to 16. So that's how you control the date change on this thing. Forward. I think you can go backward too. I don't think it's going to hurt anything, but typically forward. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the display case back here. If we can get it to focus a little bit, you can see that beautiful movement there behind that sapphire display case back. It completely fills the case back. You can see the bridged balance wheel there beating away. That's and then over here you have a little bit of relief in that fully covered main plate on the back there. That's the column wheel for the chronograph. Actually, if I activate it, you can kind of see here that it spins and it activates. Now the chronograph hand is making its sweep. So, and if we stop it and then reset it, you can see all the little levers happening there. It's nice that they give you those little cutouts. They didn't have to do that, but for us watch geeks, we want to see that stuff. So that's cool that they gave us that, because they could have skeletonized, I think, that main plate on the back a little bit. I think they were showing off and doing their, their fancy striping and the rhodium plating and everything like that. They could have skeletonized it a little bit and we could have seen more gears. I would have enjoyed that as well. But either way, it looks great. So if we pop this on my 7¼ wrist, I mean, it is a complete Goldilocks sized watch in weight. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, the regular, I don't know what to call it, but the regular Speedmaster is with the lyre lugs. Also amazing watch, but that's a 42 millimeter. It's going to wear a little bit smaller than a 42, but this one's 40.5 by 49, and it wears exactly to those dimensions. Very much like the 300 that, is the diver watch that like this. Can you imagine having those two watches? 1-2 punch, right? And then maybe throw in like a Railmaster or something. How perfect would that collection be? The Speedmaster 57, the dive watch that looks like this, the 300, and then a Railmaster. That would be perfect. I think they actually even did a 1957 trilogy series. But anyway, let's cheat a little bit, loom this guy up, kill the lights, and see what it actually looks like in the dark. There we go. Tons of lume. Beautiful, super legible, well-built Omega. It's kind of shocking I don't have an Omega in the collection. Soon. 2023. Let's make it a thing. Random Rob gets an Omega 2023. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Big thanks to the great crew over at Exquisite Timepieces, linked down below in the description.